So for this exercise, you're just going to put your arms across your chest. First, kind of roll through this thoracic region all the way up to the base of your neck, and then really focusing on the area between your shoulder blades and even down to kind of the lower shoulder blade region. Your thoracic spine has 12 vertebrae, so it's the biggest section of your spine, so there's quite a region you want to roll through. If you find a spot that feels really tight, often this happens between the shoulder blades, you're going to set your butt down and arch back, creating thoracic extension. We need thoracic extension to be able to reach all the way overhead. This will be really helpful if you have pain when reaching up with your shoulders. People have something called shoulder impingement, or they have rotator cuff problems when they reach overhead. So you can roll through here, mobilize that area, and then when you arch into extension, also reach overhead to stretch that thoracic spine and your shoulder complex. Perfect. Okay, just a little bit more, mobilizing that area all the way through. Perfect. And you can set back down. Okay, set that foam roller aside. Now we're going to take the longer foam roller, lay it down vertically.
Yeah, it's recording.
And then you're going to lie back so your whole spine is on the foam roller. Again, you could just do this on the ground, just lie on the ground with me here. So you're going to start with your arms down at your side, take your thumbs, and then reach away from your sides and all the way up overhead. So creating a kind of an angel with their arms. This moves the shoulders through a movement called abduction. If you can't move through the full range of motion, that's okay. You can just go to the point where you can and then come back down. But over time, try to get to where you reach all the way overhead. This is a great mobility exercise for stretching the shoulder joints and also stretching the pectoral muscles on the front of the chest. A lot of people have tightness there in their pecs, especially if you're sitting at a computer. Most of us are working on things out in front of us, so we tend to round our shoulders. A lot of people have tightness in those pec muscles. Back and forth, around 10 repetitions, moving nice and slow. Trying to get all the way up overhead. You'll feel your thoracic spine even arch and go into that extension you were just working a second ago. So you can see how these two areas, your thoracic spine and your shoulder joint, work together. Last one, reach up all the way overhead, have a stretch, and then come back down. All right? Move that whole out of the way. We're going to go to our next exercise. We're going to start strengthening some of the key muscles in the shoulder complex. For this next one, we're going to do something called external rotation. You want to take a hand towel. We're going to start on the right side. So you're going to lay on your left-hand side, and you want to find a dumbbell at your house that's going to be challenging, that doesn't create pain. So it's going to take some experimenting. Maybe start with something around 5 pounds. I'm going to lie on my left side to work my right arm. I'm going to take this hand towel and put it in between my elbow and my side. This is going to help keep my shoulder joint in a more neutral position. And then what I'm going to do is take my dumbbell, starting with my arm down at my stomach. I'm going to rotate up through external rotation as far as I can. Don't rotate your back. Just a shoulder movement down, nice and slow, towards the floor, kind of touch the floor, and then back up. We're going to look at doing 10 repetitions, really moving nice and slow. This is going to strengthen primarily 2 of our rotator cuff muscles on the back side of the shoulder blade, 2 muscles called infraspinatus and teres minor. They're the muscles that turn our shoulder out into external rotation. So our rotator cuff is one of the primary areas that causes people shoulder pain. So we really want to strengthen it and improve its capacity over time. Strength training exercises like this one have the best evidence. So the key is just to find that weight that causes no more than mild discomfort. So if it's something around a 3 or less out of 10, that's what you want. If it's more pain than that, then you've got to drop the weight. 1 more rep. Perfect. And then down, nice and slow. Okay, so you can set your towel to the side. For our next exercise, we're going to go back to standing. And this is something called a full hand. We're going to take that same dumbbell. You're going to lead with your thumb. So I'm going to hold the dumbbell so that my hand is facing forward. My thumb is facing forward. I'm going to reach up with the dumbbell at an angle here. So I'm not coming straight to the front and not out to the side. I'm coming up at about a 45-degree angle. This is called a scaption exercise or a full pan. I'm going to lift just to shoulder height and then back down. This is going to target a number of muscles, but we're really thinking about a muscle called supraspinatus, which is a rotator cuff muscle on the top of the shoulder. It's the one that most people have tendonitis in or have tears in. This exercise will target supraspinatus. It will strengthen the muscle and its tendon. Again, looking at around 10 repetitions, 10 to 15 repetitions. Perfect.
Negative.
One more.
It might actually be
slow.
Is it in the lounge?
Up to shoulder level and back down. Nice. Okay, set your dumbbell down. This last exercise in the circuit is called a shoulder tap. We're going to go down into a push-up position. You're going to tighten your core here, kind of keep your abs on. Now all you're going to do is reach and touch up to each shoulder. So touch the opposite shoulder and you're going to go back and forth. So when I do this, I've got to put all my weight on one arm.
Yeah, I would be like,
which is going to force all those stabilizer muscles in my shoulder to turn on, and this will strengthen them. So of course you'll feel your core muscles too. Your abs will get fatigued doing this, but you also feel it in your shoulder joint. Just going back and forth. Try to keep those abs braced. Try not to let your spine rotate too much. Really try to keep your back level. Don't let it turn while you touch the shoulder. Nice and slow. Really try to activate those shoulder muscles. Shift your weight slowly. Feel them come on. Shift from the other side. One more time with each arm. Nice and slow. Perfect. Nice. Okay, now we're going to go back to the beginning and work through those exercises again. So we're going to start with the thoracic extension just to mobilize this one more time, really make sure that the mobility is good there. So grab your roller, set it down, working through that thoracic spine again. Like I said before, your thoracic spine biomechanically is really important. It helps your core complex. They work together. So just roll through this region nice and slow. Work on loosening up that mid-back region. Again, if you find a tight spot, you can set down, reach overhead, and arch. Hold there and let it stretch. Perfect. Roll to a new spot.
yeah.
Release all of those tight points in the muscles around the spine and the joints of the spine. Perfect. Okay, for this next one, for the angel, again, you can use your roller. I'll show it here on the ground just in case you don't have one. But basically, arms on the floor, leading with the thumbs and sliding and reaching all the way overhead. This is going to be very similar to doing on the roller. I'm reaching through abduction, trying to get all the way overhead, sort of arms up by my ears, and then slowly back down. So you should feel a bit of stretch in your pectoral muscles on the front of the chest. And then taking that shoulder joint all the way through full range of motion. Our shoulders have 180 degrees of overhead motion. So that's getting where your arm is right up there by your ear. Again, if you can't, if one shoulder can't go that far, that's okay. Just go to your that spot where the pain starts, and then just go back down. And then over time, as the area desensitizes, you should slowly gain mobility. Perfect. Back down. Okay, nice. And now we're going to switch over to external rotation on the other side. Now with these strengthening exercises, if you just have one side of shoulder pain, I would tell you to do them all on that side. If you're doing this as a prehab or injury prevention workout, then go ahead and switch sides with me and we'll do that other side. So for this one, I'm going to lie on my right side this time around. Take that towel roll, place it in between your side and your elbow like we did before. Grab your dumbbell, support your head there with your hand, and then move through external rotation. Nice and slow. Make sure you don't rotate your back. Touch the floor and back up as far as you can. If for some reason, again, you have pain towards the top of the motion, you can just go through a partial range of motion and then back down. For strengthening exercises, we're generally looking at 10 to 15 repetitions. So you want to think about that as we're going through here. You can get around 10 reps. Really move slowly on the way down. That's the eccentric component, really important for strengthening those muscles and tendons. Perfect. Last one, all the way up through full range of motion, and back down slowly. Nice. Okay, so set the towel roll to the side. We're going to stand back up and go back to our scaption exercise on the other arm. So feet about shoulder width apart, leading with your thumb, reaching up to shoulder level, and then back down. Thinking about going out at that 45-degree angle, nice and slow and right to shoulder level to target that supraspinatus muscle and tendon. Perfect. Again, we're thinking about 10 repetitions or so. Nice and slow. If you can't get to 10 reps, you're really fatigued and that's all you can get. Doing any repetitions will help build strength as long as you have a weight that's appropriate and you're tired or fatigued at the end. So just find a weight that doesn't cause serious pain, but do enough reps until you're tired. If you want the tissue to adapt, you've got to go until it's fatigued. Last one. Perfect. Okay, set that dumbbell down. We'll go back to our shoulder taps. So back into push-up position, and then again, reaching back and forward and tapping each shoulder. If this hurts you to do this, you can just hold this kind of high plank position. Just holding this will strengthen your core and your shoulder muscles. A lot of people have pain when their shoulders are hurting, things like push-ups and things like that will hurt. So putting weight on one arm might be painful to you. So if that's the case, just hold on two arms and do that as an isometric kind of plank hold. You can hold for 20 to 30 seconds. If that's easy, we're going to go over to these taps. Try to stabilize. Keep your spine from rotating too much. Shift your weight over each arm. This will really help strengthen a number of shoulder muscles. Especially will make your rotator cuff become active to keep your shoulder joint stable. Perfect. One more. Perfect. All right, you guys, those are some of the best exercises for treating shoulder pain. I hope you found that really helpful. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you the next time around.
Feel much better now.
Guys, I didn't record.